Hi, I'm Emily, and this is No Expert. So here's what's going on. I am having some friends over for a potluck, which is very exciting. I'm gonna have Saul and Gabby and my friend Erin, and it's gonna be really fun. The only thing is that I don't know what I'm making yet. See, there was a lot of back and forth about what everyone was gonna make, and in the end I was just like, I'll just make potatoes. I make a lot of potatoes. When people ask me to bring a side to like a Friendsgiving or something, I usually bring potatoes. I like potatoes, and they usually go with most things. But then it's like, how do you fancy up potatoes? So I had this idea that I would make a pommes boulangère like I made for a Friendsgiving a few years ago. We even filmed a whole video. Let's take a look at that. Pommes boulangère is usually potato and browned or caramelized onions in layers and then baked in the oven. Pommes boulangère originally comes from France back in the day, like centuries ago. Rural families wouldn't necessarily have an oven in their house, so they would bring their potato dish to the baker to bake. So it's something that doesn't involve a lot of fuss once it's going. And it's a pretty simple recipe, but it does look pretty cute and it tastes really good. And so it's a great thing to bring to dinner parties. Now I know that we're having some sort of seafood at the potluck, so I thought I would take this recipe and instead of doing caramelized onions, I'm gonna do roasted garlic with olive oil, and then a little bit of lemon and oregano, which I know will go pretty well with whatever seafood we end up making. So with all that said, the very first step to make this play on a pommes boulangère is to roast my garlic. Whole garlic clove, cut it in half down the middle, put it in my tin foil, take some olive oil and just sort of douse it, and then salt it. And then I'm just going to pack this up in a little package like this and bake it in the oven at 400 for like 30 to 40 minutes. And that's it. Bing, bang, boom, roasted garlic. So it's time to assemble. Here's what I had to do to prep. I have a bunch of baby potatoes, which I've sliced. I have my roasted garlic. I have lemon juice, cumin, coriander, and smoked paprika. I have lots of butter. I'm not gonna use all that, but I'm gonna use a lot of it. I have some fresh oregano, veggie stock, olive oil, and salt. And that's it. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna layer potatoes all the way around, and then I'm gonna salt this layer. Coriander, cumin, smoked paprika, and a little olive oil. And we're just gonna keep layering and layering until we get to the top. All right, and this is my lovely stack of potatoes. The last thing I need to do is add some vegetable broth, lemon juice, my oregano, and a little more salt and butter. And that's ready to bake. But as you can see, the final product was a little brown town. And brown town is just not something you serve to professional food people. I just don't think they look good enough. And the thing is, it's more than just brown town. It's wetter and looser than I remember. I don't want to say a wet potato, but... And yeah, part of the problem might have been something I did in the cooking, but I just don't have time to figure out what that might have been right now because the clock is ticking. Everyone's coming over, we're filming the videos in the next little bit. We are currently filming the video. So I gotta figure this out. I already have a lot of potatoes and roasted garlic, so I don't think I can just scrap the whole dish, so I'm going to just try and sexy it up a little. I've been doing a little research and I think I'm gonna make basically the same thing, but fried. So for pommes boulangère, right, we arrange our sliced potatoes in a nice little pan and then we cook them in the oven in broth. But with potatoes Anna, or pommes Anna, which is what I'm gonna make instead, I'll be doing basically the same thing where I arrange the potatoes in a nice little pattern, but I will be frying them on the stove in butter instead and then baking the whole unit so that it becomes sort of more like a crispy, crunchy potato pancake, which should be a little cuter and a little tastier. So pommes boulangère out the window. Potatoes Anna, let's go. So here's what I have for my new and improved potatoes. I have 3 russet potatoes, which I have peeled and mandolined. And then I have a lemon, which I'm gonna use the zest from. I have regular butter, and then I also have some melted and cooled butter with roasted garlic. And then I have salt and pepper, of course. Salt and pepper. So, differences. Let's talk about it. First of all, these 3 russet potatoes, they're gonna be a lot more uniform. It's gonna look a lot cuter, which is a lot of what we're going for here. And then when I take these out, I'm gonna make sure they are super dry. I think I did it a little haphazardly in the pommes boulangère, and it contributed to the wetness, which wasn't helping anyone. It wasn't the desired effect. So, super dry this time. And then the big difference here is that with pommes boulangère, I bake potatoes in the oven in broth, and with a potatoes Anna, or pommes Anna like this, we're going to do the same sort of arrangement, but in a cast iron skillet with butter, which is better for a bunch of reasons. This is going to help it hold its shape so it'll look a little cuter. You'll get like a crunchy crust or edge, and it'll get a nice browning, and hopefully it'll be a more sliceable, shareable, less wet and sloppy potato dish. All right, potatoes nice and dry. It is time to start assembling. So I have my oven preheated to 425, and now I'm going to create a whole layer of butter along the bottom of the cast iron pan. Now, this is not necessarily typical of Potatoes-Anna, but the thing is that in the past, when I've made stuff like this, I've had issues with sticking, and I don't have time. Thick layer of butter, thick. I just don't have time to frig around with potatoes that don't come out of the pan, you know? The people are coming over. The people are coming over. Now, in a traditional Potatoes-Anna, you would start this on top of the stove, but we're gonna do the first layer here and then move to the stove. And instead of going over low heat, we'll go just over a slightly more medium heat. So, first layer of potatoes going in. The all-important top layer is just about done. I'm gonna add one more in the middle for structural safety. So salt, pepper, roasted garlic, and pre-melted butter mix. That smells good. And I'm just gonna like dot this all over here. I should probably have remelted that, but. And some lemon zest. To the stove. I'm just going to put this over medium heat and layer like I mean it. And I'm gonna give it a gentle little shake once I think it's fried enough to sort of hold together, not messing up my pattern, but avoiding sticking. Second layer, garlic butter, salt, pepper, lemon zest. Third layer, garlic butter, salt, pepper, lemon zest. Fourth layer, garlic butter, salt, pepper, you get the idea. And now I'm going to press this whole thing with a pan, cover it with foil, bake for 20 minutes, remove the cover, bake another 20 minutes, pull this out of the oven, and everybody pray, everybody hope. Ah, yeah! Yeah! Nice. All right, let's decorate this puppy. All right, this is already looking really nice, but to take it to the next level, I think I'm gonna just like throw a bunch of garnish at it, because right now it's just gonna taste like potato and garlic butter, which obviously there is nothing wrong with that, but I just wanna like lift it a little bit. Just like, you know, again, we're serving some of the finest chefs in the land, you know? So I'm gonna just sort of, one, try and make it look even a little prettier, and then also just give it a little jazz, a little zhuzh, you know, a little ha-cha-cha. So what do I have? I have Kewpie mayo. I have some scallions, some Aleppo pepper, some flaky salt, some lemon zest, and some grano padano. These are just things I had in my fridge that I was like, maybe that. It might be overkill, but what's life without a little overkill, right? So let's do this. So we're gonna do just like a sort of okonomiyaki style, like stripe of Kewpie. Oh no! Ah, shit. We'll cover that up with scallion. That's what the cheese and the scallion are for. Okay, we're gonna live with that. Next, some scallions. I'm gonna cover up all the places where that kind of went awry. Yes, this is gonna be quite the potato pancake indeed. And then I'm thinking my Aleppo pepper. Add a little spice. It's a little bit of a citrusy pepper. It'll sort of work with the lemon zest we've got going on in there. Flaky salt. Crackety crack crack. Lemon zest. Great. And speaking of great, I'm gonna grate some cheese. Hey. And that is gonna be a delicious potato pancake thingy. Okay, I feel good about this recipe. I think it's looking really cute. Last thing's just to taste it. Okay, this looks very good. All that's left is to taste. So I'm gonna do that. Check it out, listen. Crunchy, right? We got that like shattering potato chip almost. And they've got sort of a nice soft middle. So what does it taste like? I mean, that is a slightly outrageous amount of garlic butter, but it is really good. I mean, like strictly speaking, you could probably eat this without the garnishes and it would still be delicious, but I think they really add like a little extra level of like texture and flavor. And also they will help this sort of hang out with the other dishes that we're having for the potluck, because we've got a little bit of seafood, we've got a little bit of corn, which has the Kewpie mayo, we've got like a lemon cake. Oh, so like having a little lemon, having a little bit of like the Kewpie, having a little bit of scallion, these kind of like tie into the other dishes in a way that I think is going to help it sort of sit with everybody else at the table and make sense in sort of a, you know, potlucks are always kind of all over the place meal-wise, but it'll kind of make sense as a meal, which is a positive. All right. Oh, so crunchy. Yeah. This is much more what I was envisioning when I was thinking potato dish. This is going to be the one. You're the one, baby. You're coming with me. It's basically like fried potatoes plus sort of like a pave, like kind of creamy middle stack potato. It's salty. The lemon zest is very, very subtle here. It's a little creamy. Garlic comes through, very garlicky. It's good. It's good. Yay! All right, now that is what I call a potato dish. All right, so that was my potato creation. I think that this is now looking good enough that I am ready to serve it, hopefully, to Saul, Gabby, and Aaron. They're gonna come here. It's gonna be so much fun. So stay tuned, and you can see what they think of my sweet little potato monster, my gorgeous, crunchy little buddy. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please slap a thumbs up on it. If you want to see more like this, if you want to follow along my potluck, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you can hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss a video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch up with you later. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh, goodbye. Bye.